Hi guys, I'm sorry I was having some technical difficulties for a minute there. Again, thank you again for joining. If you are watching, please go ahead and say hi. Excellent. It wasn't telling me if it was actually running or not. Hi Mom, how are you? Hi Louis. All right, so like I was saying before I cut myself off, I'm excited today because I get to show you the inside of the Holiday Mini catalog. This catalog runs from August all the way up, and I'm going to push it up a little bit more. It runs from August to December of 2020. And before, when I had shown you some of the stamp sets that I had bought, I couldn't show you the inside, and I was only able to show you the outside and the back cover. So I get to show you the inside today, and I'm just gonna go like a quick flip to some of the things, because what I want to do is come back and actually go through the catalog with you page by page. So kind of like what I did for the annual catalog lunch. That's what I hope to do for you another day, but I'll let you know. So this catalog, just like all of our catalogs, come with different kits. Some of the kits that we have are an advent calendar. We have to make some cards, like an all-inclusive card kit. We have to make holiday tags, which, you know, if you're going to be giving those gifts to loved ones, they need a tag. We also have, like I told you, the Advent Calendar Christmas Countdown. There is a like a product medley which comes with the stamp set, the dies, the paper, some stickers, basically everything that you need to make some cards. So this is really, really good. So today we are going to be working again with the Wonder of the Season suite. Now this is one of the suites that I did purchase just because it came with a lot. And if you saw one of my previous videos, this suite comes with the Wonder of the Season Specialty Designer Series paper. It comes with the 'Tis the Season 6x6 Designer Series paper. It comes with the Wishes and Wonder bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies. It comes with the Cherish the Season bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies, and you do get 10% off already on these. It comes with the Wonderful Gems, the Ribbon Pack, the Wonder of the Season Memories and More card pack, and the Wonder of the Season Memories and More cards and envelope. So to give you, so that would be the whole entire suite if you wanted to do that. Now, you can purchase just the bundles. So here is the Wishes and Wonder bundle. So if you do the bundle, you're getting 10% off versus if you buy each product separately, okay? So whenever you see bundles, this is the best thing to do. So these are the dies, and the dies coordinate with these stamp sets that are in white, outlined in white. And then you have the other sentiments, which you go ahead and you put on however it is that you'd like. Now, today I do have 3 cards that I would like to make. This is one of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and case today directly from the catalog, just because when they give us pictures on the catalog, we can go ahead and copy them. That's why they're there. They're there for us to have ideas on how to use this stamp set and these dies to put together some cards. So if you see something that you like, by all means, go ahead and case it. And we're going to work today also with Cherish the Season bundle. Now I am going to do these 2 cards first because I haven't shown you anything with this stamp set. So we're gonna concentrate on this one. I have done the other one before. So this is the Cherish the Season bundle. Now the bundle comes again, just like the other one, the dies and the stamp set. If you do the bundle, you get 10% off versus if you did it separately. Now, like I said, the dies, they usually go ahead and coordinate with the stamps, and these dies coordinate with 2 of the already stamped, and then you have some extra jingle bells. And I'm actually going to show you how I used the stamps and then how I used the dies. The way that I did it, it did take me a little bit longer, but the card comes out just beautiful. So we're gonna make these 2 cards and this one right here. So, all right, we're gonna start with, we're gonna go ahead and start with this card first. So this is my sample card, and let me see. And give me 1 minute because I smell like either a candle went off or nothing is burning. Okay. Yep. I smelled it. My daughters did turn off a candle that they had in their bathroom, so that's exactly what I was smelling. I knew I smelled something. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and make this card. Now, one of the things that I do want you to notice is when I die cut, now I did use gray because I don't have silver. When I die cut, these leaves and the little holly berries are in this gray color. Okay, so I die cut 3 times to get the green leaves and the red holly berries. So then what I did was I punched them out, and I put some tape on the back, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Now these are already done, just because it did take me quite a while to put these together. But what I did was I found easiest. Hi Jenny, how are you? I put a piece of Scotch tape on the back once I had punched the gray ones that I didn't want to use. So that automatically created a sticky. So when I input the leaves and the holly berries, they automatically stuck onto the tape. Now, what I did was, to make it easier too, I did use my take your pick tool. So I do use the pointy side to punch out all the bits and pieces. And then what I did was I used the silly putty part to go ahead and pick the little holly berries and stick them in its place. So that you wouldn't have to watch me do that, I went ahead and pre-did these jingle bells. That way they were ready to go. Otherwise, we were gonna be here for a while, and I don't think you all want to watch me put holly berries and leaves inside die cuts. I think, so we have here the jingle bells. We have our different spruces, and then our card base is in real red. This designer series paper, and it is double-sided, is from the 6x6 designer series paper. So we do have, see, the jingle bells match, how cute. So we have the jingle bell side, and then we have this red side. But because we're doing the jingle bells, we're gonna go ahead and use this red side. So my card base is scored at 4 1/4 and cut at 5.5 because I'm using an 8.5 by 11 paper. So when I fold it, it is 4.25 by 5.5, and it is side open. Now this piece right here is, and I had measured it before and I just completely forgot. It is 3 inches by 5. So it is 3 by 5. Float right on top of my card. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our first layer on our card base. We're gonna put our, gonna put it right here. Okay, and then on this piece of white cardstock, what we're gonna do is, because we're concentrating today on Cherish the Season stamp set, we are gonna use these little spruce leaves, and may you cherish the wonder of the season now and throughout the year is gonna be the sentiment that we use. So I'm gonna take those 2 pieces out. And the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to mount my spruce leaves onto my clear block. And the colors that we're going to use today are garden green and real red. So the garden green is going to be a contrast to the sentiment paper, which is shaded spruce. So we're gonna go ahead, and what I did was I stamped it off once, and then I just went stamping around because the jingle bells are gonna cover. I just started pretty much putting it anywhere. And then our sentiment is going to pretty much cover. Oh, I did that one dark. That's all right. Our sentiment is going to cover up the middle, so we're good. We don't need to put anything in the middle there. All right, so let me get my chamois, and I'm gonna clean this stamp set. That way I can go ahead, because we're not gonna use it anymore. We can go ahead and put it away. All right, so before we put down the jingle bells, we're going to make our bow at the top. Now, I do not have any red ribbon from Stampin' Up, so I just got some ribbon that I did have here from my crafts, and I basically just opened up my hand because I'm gonna make a double bow. So I went 1, and then I came back up because I do want a tail on both ends. So basically what I did was, this side where I have more control, I just went ahead and made a little bow, and I tried to go ahead and make sure that my knot is in the middle. So there we go, and then with the scissors we're just gonna cut off and cut off. Now from here we can just go ahead and open up the bow a little bit. We're gonna put that back, and then my bow is gonna go right here. So what I'm gonna use is a glue dot. Now because my knot is big enough, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the bow on my glue dot because it makes it just easier to lift up. And then we're going to place that bow right here in the center. and it's just gonna give it some little pizzazz. The first jingle bell that we're gonna use is, so we have the big one, medium, little, and like the extra small size. So we're gonna use the small. We're going to put a dimensional in the back. And just one dimensional is good on this one. So I'm gonna take the other side off, and I'm gonna go ahead and tuck him as if he is tied to the ribbon. Look at that, this one got stuck. As if he's tied to the ribbon. Now on this one, I can go ahead and put 2 dimensionals just to make sure it's secure. And then this one, we're gonna tilt to the side like that. Okay. Now, before we do the rest of the jingle bells, because one of them is gonna go tucked in under our sentiment, we're gonna go ahead and stamp our sentiment on our garden green piece of paper. So in order to emboss it with the white powder, we need to use our Versamark, which is our watermark stamp pad. So I'm gonna ink it up, and I'm just going to center it as best as I can. Now we are going to use the white powder, and I have some itty little bitty things on my tray. Now it does stay wet for a good while, so it's not like you have to hurry up and pour the embossing powder on it. Okay, so I just tap it and then just shake it off. And I'm gonna make some noise, but I'm going to emboss it with and I use my heat tool to emboss. Done, it does have that little glossy effect, which I've shown you guys before, but if you are new to watching my videos, now you know. So with my leftover embossing powder, what I do is, since it goes on this tray, I just have like a painter's brush, and I go moving it down, and there's a hole at the bottom of my tray, and I just put the excess of powder in there. And I clean it after my videos, but because we're going to be embossing with another color today, I went ahead and I cleaned it off. So now that we have our sentiment embossed, we're gonna put some dimensionals on there too. Now I'm just gonna put one on each side because I am going to put one of the jingle bells right underneath there. So I'm gonna put this right here, and then we're going to get our big jingle bell, and see if you notice the Scotch tape on the back. That's how I was able to get all these little colored things on there. So for the big one, we can actually put more dimensionals. And I'm actually gonna take this guy off of here and put it more this way, just because we're gonna kind of like tuck him in underneath. Alright, so he's just gonna go like right there, off to the side a little bit. We're gonna push him down, and then this little guy, isn't he the cutest? Look how tiny he is. He's just gonna go flat, so we are going to use our Tombow glue. Whoops, that's how tiny he is. And we're gonna just put a little bit of glue on there, and goodness gracious, he is stuck onto my fingers. He's so tiny, he moves. We're just gonna stick him right next to that big guy, and then we can take this glue off of our card. So now, since we have everything put on, we can go ahead and start putting some of our die cut spruce leaves. So I don't need to put too much glue on it because they are gonna go like tucked in here, and it just gives it like, you know, you don't need too much. So what I did was I did cut these in 2 colors. I did shaded spruce and then garden green, just to give it some contrast. So he's gonna go tucked away in there. There we go. And then we can have this little guy coming out from here. We're gonna put one underneath the jingle bell. Now I know I have a dimensional right there, so he's gonna go here, and then you can put as many as you want, as little as you want. It's your card, so you get to decide how it is that you'd like for it to look. And then we're just gonna put one more right over here too. So there we go. So now that we have our little spruces and our jingle bells all mounted, we're gonna go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back of our Whisper White. And remember, we always protect the middle and our edges. So we're gonna get our card base, and we're gonna take the backs of our dimensionals off. They're sticking to my fingers because I've got glue on my fingers. And we're gonna go ahead and place it, center it as best as we can, and then push down. And there we go. So this would make the cutest Christmas card to send out to family or friends. Okay. So that was the most time-consuming one, just because you're die cutting this 3 times and you're sticking these little pieces inside. But as you can see, it's totally worth the time of cutting and placing it in there, because it just makes that little jingle bell pop and it gives it more color. All right, so the next card that we are going to do, I'm going to stamp the jingle bells and we're going to emboss them. So for this card, my base is shaded spruce, and again, my card is scored at 4 1/4 and cut at 5 1/2. I used an 8 1/2 by 11 paper, so it is a side fold card. I used not mint macaroon, Seaside Spray is the color. I couldn't think of it. And then this is also from that 6x6 designer series paper, which is double-sided as well, but we're keeping color combo on color combo, so we're going to use this plaid green part, which I am a fan of plaid. I think it adds, I just love the pattern. So we're going to put our first data on our card. There we go. And we're just going to center it as best as we can. Okay. Now, what I did so that I knew how high to stamp my jingle bells, what I did was I took this piece of red. Now, in the catalog, they used a beautiful sheer ribbon to tie around here, but because I don't have that ribbon, I'm going to improvise and switch it up and use real red cardstock. So I'm going to put this towards the bottom. Okay. And this paper is where my sentiment is going to go. So I basically placed it just for right now, right where it's going to go. I didn't glue anything down yet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me clean the sentiment that we used. And we're going to take our jingle bell. And again, we are going to emboss this one as well. So we're going to use again our Versamark watermark stamp pen. Now the first time that I did it, I pushed it a little bit too far, and the center of my jingle bell got stamped with the Versamark. So what I had to do so that none of the powder would stick was I just got my little brush and I brushed it off. But as you see, it did leave a watermark on my card. So this would just be like as a sample, and I wouldn't be able to mail that out to anybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp, I'm going to place it upside down on my hand, and I'm actually going to go ahead and put the Versamark pad on top so that I know I don't get anything in the middle. So I'm estimating here with my sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and stamp. And it's very light. You really can't see the watermark just because the color of the paper. But we're going to go ahead and use silver. And you'll see, I got a fuzz. You'll see it comes out like a very dark powder, but once we put the heat gun to it, you'll see how it becomes all nice and shiny, like the silver bells. And we're just going to shoot that off. Okay. And as you see, I have some powder lingering. So we can just take our brush and just brush it off, because it's not something that we want stuck there when we put the heat gun to it. So we just clean it off. So as you see, it almost looks like I stamped it with a gray ink, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So I'm gonna turn on the heat gun again, so it's gonna get noisy. I'm gonna show you to see if you'll see it turn. So there you go. So you see, I hope that you were able to see that turn, but I'll go ahead and move it so that you guys can see that it is a shiny silver. So it didn't stay gray. So we're gonna go ahead and, let me see, since my glue is already open, I'm gonna go ahead and just put glue on this because it is gonna be flat. And I did more of to the top. And just make sure, let me see, I think I might need some glue over here. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this embossed powder back inside so that we can clear some workspace here. The other card that we're going to make also was embossing, but so that you guys wouldn't watch me emboss 3 times, I went ahead and I embossed that one already. So, because we did it twice, so you know now what it is that you've got to do. So we're going to close that embossing powder. And we're going to get our strip from our sentiment. And our sentiment is going to go in real red. Now I need to clean our jingle bells. We're going to put them away back in our, and we're actually going to use the sentiment Merry Christmas. I love Christmas. It is my favorite holiday. Do you guys have any traditions that you follow or that you do for Christmas? You can let me know in the comments if you have any traditions. So we're gonna put this. There we go. And I got some ink on my finger. One of the traditions that my family has always had is we buy one of those like picnic pork shoulders, and the night, well, we have that for Christmas Eve. So the night before Christmas Eve, it goes in the oven very low, and when we wake up, the house smells just so delicious. So we usually have that with rice and like beans. So now we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment. And this sentiment is the width of the card. So I am going to make sure that I secure the middle of our sentiment. And I'll put my card sideways just so that I can measure at the bottom. There we go. And here we go, guys. So this is our second card. All right, so if you missed it, this is our first card. This is our second card. Getting ready for the holidays. Guys, Christmas is right around the corner. Have you guys realized that? Now, the third card, I don't have a sample, but I do have all my pieces cut. Now, my card base is just like the other cards, scored at 4 1/4, cut at 5 1/2, because I'm using an 8 1/2 by 11. And I'm gonna do top open. So in the catalog, this was actually supposed to be a little box, but I didn't want to make a box. I wanted to make a card. So I took that same design and made it into a card. So we're gonna put her first there. Let me see, actually I might have to do it the top because I'm not sure if our sentiment is going to fit, but let me see. No, yeah, it will. Yes, it will, it will, it will. All right, this vellum here is kind of sideways, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit because I don't like it. Was looking at it earlier, but I thought it was just something else, and I guess not. So, I'm gonna show you so that you all can see. So this is the little box. So you see it's the same designer series paper. What I decided to do differently, because I don't have the Stampin' Blend markers, and that's how they colored in the inside, I decided to go ahead and emboss him in a gold color and just give him a different look. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to, because we're gonna put our sentiment on top of our vellum, we can go ahead and put some adhesive on here, and then our deer is gonna go in the middle. So you can see it. So whenever you do vellum, you need to make sure that you're gonna put something right on top. So for this one, for this card, I decided to use the Wishes and Wonder bundle. So this is the little deer. This is going to be the sentiment that we're going to use today, which is may the wonder of Christmas stay with you throughout the coming year. And I went ahead and I used the dies that go with that stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. I used this die right here to cut out my little deer. And then I used all these little leaf sprigs to go ahead and cut some of those leaves out. So, and this stamp set I have used before if you've watched any of my previous videos. So, what we're going to do is, oh, and I forgot to put some of my ribbon. But the good thing is, hopefully Yep, we can lift it up. Here we go. And we're just gonna go ahead and tie a bow, if I can, because I forgot to do that. If you would just go ahead and tie a knot. And we're gonna bring that down a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just tie a knot. And then we can let that, because I forgot to tie the bow, but we're okay. All right, so for our, and then good thing is that we can adjust that, and then once we finish with our sentiment, I'll just put like a small little glue dot. So the sentiment again that we're gonna use is "May the wonder of Christmas stay with you throughout the coming year," and we are going to stamp that in, I think I want shaded spruce. Yes, instead of that garden green. So let me get my shaded spruce ink. So this is shaded spruce. And I'm gonna mount my sentiment onto my block. And we're gonna go ahead and just put that in the middle. Ooh, there we go. And we're gonna clean off our stamp so we can go ahead and put that away. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our sentiment first. So we're gonna go ahead and put some dimensionals on that. And we may need to move our ribbon up just a little bit, but that's why I haven't secured it down yet, in case we need to move that. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna have to move this up a little bit until we position our sentiment. Here we go. And then we can move it down. And then I'm just gonna get a mini glue dot. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get a smaller one that I have. These are itty bitty ones. And I'm gonna put it kind of like right behind our sentiment. And then I just, with my take your pick tool, and then we just stick it on there. So there we go. Oh, this guy is stuck back here. There we go. All right. So he's on there, and then our little moose is also gonna have some dimensionals. So I'm gonna put one on this side, one close to here, and then I'm gonna cut one to put right here on his head. And then I'm gonna cut this one because I want to secure his legs. So we can put one there and then one there. There we go. So we just take the backings off. And we're going to put him a little bit so that he can kind of like hold down that ribbon. There we go. And then for our little sprigs, we are just going to put some glue on the back of our leaves, and we're not going to put glue on all of them, just a few so that they stick. So we're going to put this one coming out like that, and then let's see, we're going to put a small one another big one on this side. There we go. We're gonna put a little one right there. And they can overlap. Whoops, almost put it on the wrong side. And I'm just gonna tuck this one here. And then to add just a little bit of bling, we are going to add some of the gold glitter enamel dots. And now they used the gilded gems, but I don't have those. So we're gonna use something different. It's okay, Jackie. Hi, how are you? Yes, that's the great thing. There's always the playback. So we're gonna use some little ones. And we're gonna put these on the actual leaves, just so that they kind of stick out a little bit. And thank goodness for this take your pick tool, because if not, these little gems would just be impossible to put on. So this is a wonderful tool. So if you guys are interested, you are now able to order from the mini catalog. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do a catalog walkthrough. So I'll get back to you guys with a date. Maybe I can do something this weekend, and I can walk you through some of the products, some of the stamp sets, and the kits that we have this year. We do have some returning favorites, which they are really, really cute. And so these gems we're just putting to spruce this up a little bit, and I think it still needs like, I don't know, one more. Let's see. What do you guys think? If you guys have any ideas, just write it on the comments. Something needed over here. Let's get one more, guys. Let's put it on this one right here. Perfect. All right. So there we go, guys. So we added some bling to our card, and we did a lot of embossing today, but it just makes the cards look so pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you the 3 cards that we made today. All are Christmas and all are cased from the mini catalog. So just to show you, I did improvise this card right here because it is supposed to be a little box, but I wanted to make him a card. So the catalog, these pictures are for ideas and for you to go ahead, you can case them, you can copy them or change a little bit of them. And then these were the other 2 cards that we made, which are using the Cherish the Season bundle. So I'm just going to take that catalog out so that you all can see the cards better. Here we go. And there we go, guys. So it's another Christmas in the summer, because I can't say Christmas in July because we're already in August. But again, all these cards are cased from the catalog. That is what the ideas are there for. And then if you have any other ideas, by all means, you can create your own cards, but at least you have something to start with. So we've got our jingle bells, and then we have our cute little moose. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will certainly let you know the date for the mini catalog walkthrough so that I can show you some of the stamp sets. There's not only Christmas, there's also for Halloween and Thanksgiving. So I can't wait to show you those. So probably be on the lookout for some more information either Saturday or Sunday. I'll kind of do something spontaneous. So thank you guys again for joining me. If you were a little bit late, go ahead and watch the replay. Again, thank you so much for supporting Creatively Inspired. And if you are one of my customers, I did send you a catalog, so I hope that you received it. If you did not receive it, just let me know and I'll get another one out in the mail for you this weekend. But I do hope that you received it. So if there's anything that I can help you guys with, please, please, please let me know. And yep, thank you guys. Bye.